Alright, Shalom. Alright, seeing that we coming closer to that time, for people receiving that ID, that digital ID. Alright, and they targeting the newborns and whatnot. Say I will do a little video on it, something short, straight to the point. Alright, but before I begin, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan, coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Now, some of y'all will remember this video here. The one to the top, I did something on this, basically going into the babies in Kenya that, these devils and them want to bring forth, basically putting a CHIP into the babies, newborn babies, right? And, I went looking up on Google and I came across this little article here where saying it's a false claim. Refuse Kenyan government not planning to implant microchips in newborn babies, right? And you see, and it's showing you same video that you're seeing on the side here, right? That they don't want to, that they're saying that they don't want to. It's false, that they're saying, Salakia, that is a false narrative, right? Right, so in this article here shows you disclosure. The Gate Foundation is one of Africa Check partners, providing 16% of our income in 2024. A video makes the round on Facebook, claims that the Kenya government will start implanting microchips in newborn babies instead of issuing paper birth certificates, right? And these things is actually correct, although they claim that is false news, is actually correct, because they will come out and they will tell you no, it's not, right? But first, before they they come in heavy upon you with their grievous laws and whatnot, they tend to use gradualism, alright? And by doing that, they will come with a scenario where right now they're using in some countries they're using hard copies. They're using the plastic cards where you have your ID itself, and now they're everything going towards digital, right? Here in Trinidad, since the Prime Minister got in power, they came out and spoke about identifying people, right? By people carrying their hard copy IDs upon them, right? And they taking things step by step. And while saying this is for you all to understand that the step by step that they're going with is that they will come with the ID, say that you have to carry it with you everywhere you go, and then they're going to say, well, here what? Sometimes they will come up to people or they will find scenarios that people will not have the ID card on them, but guess what? They always have their phone on them. So guess what? Let's put the ID on the phone. That's how they will come, right? So using gradualism. Alright, when it comes to the newborn babies now, instead of giving you a hard copy form that shows your birth paper, your birth certificate, right, they will rather a digital form of that, where you could be able to get a number and you just type it in into a computer, or yes, even use your fingerprint, you know, and scan your fingerprint. Where it is, it will come out, it will pull up one time. Or, alright, or you even use it just by getting your name. Alright, so there are different ways that ESOL is going to come with these different type of ways. Things to basically catch you in it, you know, but you had to, you know, you basically had to be circumspect and aware of the things that he's doing, right? Now this here is a news feed, right? A matter of fact, let's play this news feed and then we will play the other one after. And just to show you that these things are real things.
Listen, I just told you in the very nice way. I just told you in the very nice way. Now let me just put it blatantly to you. The program targets the birth of new babies. So once you have your baby, before your baby leaves the hospital, you no longer get a paper birth certificate, but then you get a digital one that is somehow implanted somewhere on somebody's body.
Right, so how the lady came out in the news feed and speak it, right? They will come out, ESOL will come out now and see something where it is false news, right? That's what you will say, is false news. And you will say, no, it's not, you know, it's not that we're trying to do and whatnot. We're just giving you a digital form, you know, we putting it on your phone and whatnot, right? And it's just to show you that these devils and them just lie a lot.
Think about that, but have a listen.
Right? So let's listen up again.
Listen to this.
The digital ID, which has been a big problem to us for a very long time, is now on a testing mode for the next 2 months. I have been assured by all the stakeholders, led by the ministries concerned, that by December, we will be able to launch digital ID, where every Kenyan don't have to carry any paper, plastic or otherwise, as an ID, that they should be able to be identified digitally using their iris or their fingerprints, and we can transact without.
You see that? You see that? Same thing I was saying. Alright, same thing I was saying before. Right? And this is something that they also doing in Australia. You know, I believe it's Australia where, like, I think from 13 years old, you know, you're allowed to be able to use, like, social media, you know, and in order to be able to use social media, you have to sign in, you know, either face recognition or using your fingerprint. You know, with these laptops that they have now, a lot of them coming with fingerprint. That's not just a coincidence. Right? These devils and them, they know what they're doing. Alright, they know what they're doing.
Without the necessity of people struggling to identify who they are. And
so you tell me, people just struggle to really identify who someone is, you know? It's just to show you that they're full of bull, right? That's what they're full of, bull. This Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and 10, it says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness, right? Never trust the enemy. The enemy is ESOL Edom. Alright? He's the people, you know, those are the people that rule in the earth today. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Right? Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Alright? He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Alright? He's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? This is the book of Psalms. I see something here, 17. I'll start from verse 8. Psalm 17 and 8, it says, keep me as the apple of the eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. Right? The wings of the Lord also represent those chariots. Right? As the scriptures say, the chariots of the Lord encampeth around those that fear him. Alright, so once you are in this truth and you fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, alright, that is the true name of the Lord. Alright, and his only begotten Son, his true name is Yahushai. Alright, it's not no Jesus, it's Yahushai. Alright, it says verse 9, from the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies, who compass me about. They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. Right? They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Alright, with the satellites and whatnot. Alright, and these same satellites, these same devices that they have, is going to work hand in hand with those microchips that they want to implant in people. Right? The street lights, the new street lights that they have with the LED, you know, the different lighting, all these things is you call it again, are ways that they're going to use to be able to track you and whatnot. Alright, another thing they want to do also, let's see if I can find the video. Alright, let's see if we could get this video here to play. So you realize what he's showing you there. You know, he's showing you the towers, right? That they have out there around the world. You know, you will see it in your own country, wherever city you're from and whatever the case may be. And these are things that they're setting up basically, you know, when they put those CHIP inside of you. You know, these things are going to do what? Fry you. You know, it's going to, you know, you're going to be like a microwave, right? So let's continue here. Psalm 17 and verse 10. It says, they are enclosed in their own fat, with their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps, and have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Right? And they will be able to also control you. It says, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey. Alright, because Esau is known, you know, to not be satisfied with blood. Alright, blood cannot satisfy him. Alright, he's a very greedy man. He always wants. Alright, it says, and as it were a young lion lurking in the secret places. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my sword from the wicked, which is thy sword. Alright, same sword that we saw in Job 9 and 24. Right? The same wicked. Alright? That we saw there. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. This is the same wicked right now today. And what they doing today, they coming on with great wrath. Alright, because they know that they have but a short time. Alright, that's Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. Right? This devil knows he has a short time. This is why he's coming on with great wrath. This is why he's looking to push his digital system, upon the whole public. Alright? Every country going to face it.
The proudest part of it is that we don't iris or their fingerprints, and we can transact without the necessity of people struggling to identify who they are.
Alright, so as I was saying around that part there, no one hasn't been struggling to figure out who is this person and that person. Right? The only people that just really want to know your business and know everything about you is those that behind closed doors, the ones that is in the dark, right? The ones that that seek deep to hide the counsel, and their work is in the dark. Right? There's the book of Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 15. It says, woe, meaning what? Destruction unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, right? Because they behind closed doors, they believe that no one could see them, right? But they're not realizing that the Lord's eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Let's go quick. In the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, and verse 19, it says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. So he could hide how much he wants, right? He's not going to, he cannot be hid, right? The Lord is always going to notice him. The Lord is always going to make him out, right? So let's come back here, Isaiah 29 and verse 15. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh. So we just read, the Lord eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun, right? It says that, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us, right? They are prideful, they are carnal. They think because no one physically is not there, they are being hid, right? They might be able to hide from the public, right? But really and truly, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, his angels, are always around, alright? Taking notes and whatnot.
And the proudest part of it is that we don't have to spend the billions that we have spent on all the other manenos, as all of you know.
We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
Kenya is in serious trouble. Now for you.
When a child goes missing, the Amber Alert system can make a...
These people are devils. All right, these people are devils, and you can see these videos are not, you know, modern videos. They're more, you know, long, you know, they out some years now, right? And we are living in that time right now where we're seeing a lot of these things taking place, right?
When a child goes missing, the Amber Alert system can make a huge difference in a terrifying situation. The Georgia Masons provide the Georgia Chip program free of charge as a public service and as a gift to the citizens of our state. Ross Laver explains.
The GA CHIP program provides information to a parent that they can use to provide to police in the event that a child or a person becomes missing. In the package that they receive, they get a CD. The CD has photos, fingerprints, a video interview, which is very important. The photos are forensically correct photos, speaking particularly that everybody's ears are different. So there's a shot of each ear, which is clear and determinable, as well as the demographics of the child, height, weight, age, parent's name, address, and phone number. In addition to that, within the kit, there is an appliance. We use a dental appliance that contains DNA and scent, as well as the child's dental impression. Perhaps most important of those is the scent, because with scent, we're hoping to be able to track that child and return them as quickly as possible.
We gather the information together, run it into the computer, copy it off on a CD, and then all the data goes right back to the parents to be kept, maintained until hopefully they'll never need it, but if they do need it, it'll all be available for them there in a single package. They can turn the package over to the local law enforcement, and in a matter of minutes, nationwide, their picture will be on the news.
So you see how they just come with their smooth words and think that, you know, show you like, you know, they're seeking your best interest, but really and truly this devil wants to gather up all nations, all people to himself, you know. The scripture talk about you know, we were at ease, you know, and what they did, they tried to set us up for his mark. All right, let me see if I could get that real quick. All right, there's Job 9, so like here, Job 16 and verse 9. It says, He teareth me in his wrath, who hated me. He garnished. So like here, he gnashed it, right? Like grinding his teeth, right? He gnashed it upon me with his teeth, right? My enemy sharpened his eyes upon me. They have gaped upon me with their mouth. They have smitten me upon the cheek reproachfully. They have gathered themselves together against me. All right, when you go to the book of Psalms 83, you're gonna get the enemies who came together, you know, as one and make a tumult among around Jacob. All right, around Israel, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians today. Right? It says, power has delivered me to the ungodly, right? The ungodly is the heathens, right? The ones that ruling today, starting from Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and turn me over into the hands of the wicked, right? Job 9 and 24 again, right? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, all right? And the Lord created the earth for our sakes, all right, for Israel's sakes. The Lord created the earth for our sakes, right? So if the earth was given unto him, we were also given unto the wicked, all right, to be punished. This is our punishment. This is our hell, all right? Verse 12, it says, I was at ease, but he has broken me asunder. He has also taken me by my neck, and shaken me to pieces, and set me up for his mark. Right? The same mark here. that they're going to make mandatory for everyone. Alright? This same mark that they want to do. If you want to chime on that one. Alright?
Child goes missing.
So they make it sound like it's something good, something positive, you know, because before they used to do what? They used to put chips in your animals, in your cat or your dog, so you could be able to track the dog or track the cat if they run away. Any animal that you have, if they run away, you could be able to track it, right? That's what they used to do before. But they move it from that into humans. The reason they did it on the animals is because they was testing it, right? Because they already have the agenda. They want people to get accustomed to these things. All right? This is why, as I brought out the script here, never trust thy enemy. These people are not to be trusted. These people are demons. They are devils. All right? That's why they're coming on with Great Rat right now. And this is what they really want to do. Revelation 13 and verse 16. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. Alright, realizes the rich, you know, which is the super rich, and the poor. Alright, it have no middle class here. Alright, there's only two type of people, the rich and the poor. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. You know, even those that are in jail, in prison today, they're going to make them take that CHIP, right, in order to track them. Talk about if it is, you know, they always getting away. You know, they will come up with some scenario and say, hey, these people always escaping. We had to put a chip inside of them for this, so they could, you know, so when they get away, we could track them. They will come up with all kind of different ways. Alright, all kind of different reasons. But really and truly, they have a main agenda. That's the New World Order. Alright? And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. Alright, when you go into that word mark, it goes into what? Charagma. Right? When you're going deeper into it, charax, right? Where you're using that needle, you know, that syringe to place that rice grain into your hand. Alright? It says in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right? The forehead one is the one that you know of today as Neuralink. Alright, that Elon Musk bringing out. Alright, to help you walk, to help you see better, and all these different these signs. You know, these fake signs. These signs that is going to do what? Deceive people. Right? Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell. Because then when you look at it's just to also show you that Christianity is of the devil, right? And Christianity does tell you the mark of the beast is what? Sunday worship and all that shit. That don't make any sense. Alright? Because the same people just pay attention to the people in Sweden, where they was taking that chip in their hand. What they just normally use the chip to do? To pay for stuff. Right? And what the scripture say here? And that no man might buy or sell. Alright? So if it is someone has to sell something onto you, right? They had to have the machine there, and you have to buy it. How you going to buy it? With that digital money that is going to be in your hand. Alright? As the form of a rice grain. That is the mark of the beast. That's where you had to cross that, you had to draw that line and tell them, hey, I ain't taking that shit. Alright? That's why they set up these FEMA camps and all these things. To be able to hold Jake there. To terrorize Jake. To try to push Jake to be able to take that mark. Alright? Verse 17 again, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Alright? So you're taking that mark, you're showing that you're worshipping the beast. You're worshipping his system. Alright? It's digitalized system that he wants to push. It's showing that you basically want to be part of his society. Alright? And it's showing you also that, and it's showing the Lord also that you don't want to be part of the Lord's people. Right? But the Lord people is only who? Israel. But a lot of our people are going to take this mark. Why? Because they're weak. Why? Because they refuse this word. Alright? That's why the Lord is going to refuse them. So Lord willing, this lesson here was edifying to the elect of Israel. I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Racha Akwadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the faithful elect. Shalom.